Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. Bitcoin had a pretty rough weekend. Unfortunately, it lost our support level that was set here at $100,300 or so. You guys know the deal. If I told you if we break 100K, the next stop is going to be 95. This lower wick, while it is a kind of okay-ish sign, while there is volume that does exceed the moving average, it's just a liquidity drop on a weekend. It's not really that great. It's not even 2 times the volume. But the one possibility is that we get a short-term bounce up, mainly because we have a CME Gap at $102,000, which from the current price is going to be a bounce of 1%. So everything else is going to pump a lot more after dumping a lot more. Be careful trying to short the bottoms here. And I'm not trying to rub it in, but if you guys have been watching my updates and you're subscribed, you should already know that I warned you about this last week when we got this support level pierced 1, 2, 3 times, and then we closed on Friday. That's it. That was it. This is the bearish move right here. This is confirmation. And then we see the price of BTC drop to 98,200. Yes, it's starting to move up right now. It's the beginning of the week. We have a CME Gap. My expectation is a push up here to close it, and it'll probably go back down to like 95,000. I don't think the move is necessarily over yet. But I mean, you know what? I'm super duper happy to be wrong. The other thing to consider is that we have a close long. We have a cross down. The next thing is going to be an open short, which is the pink triangle, like right over here. We could see a pink triangle and the price does bounce. We do have support here. It's super weak at 96K, but really 95K. And as I've been telling you, and I've been watching this like a hawk, this slow line on the daily time frame tells us the macro trend, and it's starting to point down. It's really not ascending. It doesn't have this really nice move push up higher. So I'm looking at this going, Another thing that's really unfortunate is that daily RSI literally just tagged 25. I would have loved to have seen a drop below 25 so we could get an RSI reset starting fresh this week, but no dice. On the weekly time frame, looking at BTC's price action, yes, it closed down pretty badly, about 4%, but it's still above the cloud. And the reality is that we're still macro bullish. One target that's possible is right here. And I know you don't want me to say this, but it's 85. Mainly because we've seen this be this specific line. So we have the slow line of the TBO, the medium, slow, medium, fast, and fast. And you can see on these big major pullbacks, the medium slow line right here provides a pretty decent bounce. We see a bounce here back on the week of August 5th, 2024. And again here on September 2nd. So we see another drop right here on the 7th of April that happened more recently. So this price target here of 85K is not off the table. I know, trust me, I don't want to see that either. But again, volume's been down. It hasn't really been consistently outperforming the moving average. I mean, look at the direction of this moving average, which takes a lot of energy for it to drop down like this. And it's not even that. I mean, look at just the general trend of weekly volume too. It's been falling lower and lower. We had our high here from our election pump, and then it's just been consistently going lower and lower. There's not a lot of demand for BTC above $100,000. While we might see a snapback again because of our CME Gap that's been recently opened, I'm skeptical about it just going right back up. And if it does, for some crazy wild reason, expect it to tag this green line right here at about $104,000, okay? On the 4-hour time frame, no other bullish signals firing. And yes, of course, the TBT stop loss setting alert has still been firing multiple times a day, nonstop, for now 27 days. This is the longest streak I've ever seen it go for. So you can get access to this, just so you know, by being a Better Traders Club member. This is just one of many indicators, tools, signals, alerts that you get access to by joining the Better Traders Club. I highly recommend joining the Trader tier because you get access to the TBO watch lists, a lot more information. But if you just want access to this, I believe it's available in the starter tier as well. Now, Ethereum, of course, had a much greater pullback. I'm actually pleased with the price action. It fell down here to 2114. Not that it took out any CME gaps that were previously open, and it does have a new one here above the price, about 5% or so, 5.5%. So the other thing that's positive about Ethereum is that RSI closed down at 18, which means it's going to have a significant RSI reset today. The last time we saw this happen was back over here in April. But the problem is that we already saw lots of these RSI resets as the price fell down. This one was set at 14.52. So this one's actually really decent at 18.03 in my opinion. Volume did exceed the moving average. But again, the thing I struggle with the most is that we have been macro bearish with the TBO slow line. Nothing's really changing that direction at all. So I know a lot of you are getting excited. Trust me, when I saw this, I was getting excited too at the beginning of June. But again, seeing these TBT bearish divergence signals, especially clusters, these are things that are really hard for me to ignore. Then we got our close long. We still haven't tagged the fast line, which is currently at 24.69. That number is going to fluctuate a lot today. And that indicator, the TBT divergence signal, that's a pro tier indicator. So it is a little bit more expensive to get access to, but that's because it's freaking amazing. Now on the weekly time frame, unfortunately, like I've said before, anytime price action is just kind of stifled, it's just doing nothing in a super tight range, it's bearish. We should expect an explosive bearish outcome. You remember me saying that before? So we've dropped out of the cloud to the bottom side, which isn't good. We're still chop solidating sideways. So I don't think that necessarily is going to be how do I say this? I don't think that Ethereum is just going to keep dumping all the way back down. I think that it's short-term oversold. I think we will get an RSI reset today. I think it will bounce up to at least close the CME gap. But it's going to create a false sense of hope for the greater market. Absolutely. And of course, because Bitcoin's dumping and people want more Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin dominance shoot up almost to 66%, which is wild. Daily RSI shot up to 82.29. It did not exceed or meet the previous high, but still, that's an amazing push higher. The weekly is amazing, and it's still strong bullish. I mean, it confirmed closed above 70, which means we should expect Bitcoin dominance to continue pushing up higher. So that's that. Stablecoin dominance also saw a massive increase after confirming an open long on Friday. Remember this? So we saw it shoot up about 5%. It has backed off a little bit, but again, the slow line here is still moving up higher. Look at that. So whenever I see this slow line, again, the slowest moving average continuing to point up, even if we have price action going against it, the macro trend is still up, as much as I hate to admit that. And I really don't want to see stablecoin dominance up like that. Bitcoin volatility, BVOL7D shot up 14% yesterday. I expect it to continue moving up. And again, this is basically telling us that we should expect more increased volatility this week, which I think makes a lot of sense given the start to the week. Now, if you want help, and I've been telling you every single video on purpose that the best way to learn is not to let the market educate you because you don't know what to expect. You're going to pay the market a lot more than you will by investing in your education with us at the Better Traders. The best course that you can check out is 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. It's a great course. It's a reasonable price. It comes with one-on-one coaching. It comes with access to the TBO for a month. It comes with automated and active trading strategies focusing on our free signals, the TBT signals that are available through AllTrading, as well as using the TBO for active trading, whether it's with low volume charts or bigger swing trading based charts. So that's the next best thing you can do. Now, if you're just a newbie and you want to get just an understanding of cryptocurrency in general, go to masteringassets.com. The link for all this stuff is in the description of this video, or it's on my link tree. This is a great investor-approached course, investor-based, like investor-approached course. Sure. I don't think that really makes sense grammatically, but you know what I mean. Must have been strong copy today. All right, let's keep going. Now, with my picks for today, I don't have too many. That's actually a lot, but I'm going to try to make this quick. Now, I've told you before, and I just want you to understand that when I repeat myself, in no way am I trying to make people feel bad. In no way am I trying to make myself sound superior. I'm just trying to emphasize something, especially if it's happening over and over and over. When there are pullbacks, there will always be coins that buck the trend. There will be coins that do the complete opposite of whatever's happening, whether it's in a bull market or a bear market. But usually in a bear market like we are right now, I should say bearish conditions, everything is dumping, there will be 2 or 3, maybe 5 charts that are holding up real well or actually pumping. KAIA has been one of these. KAIA actually had a pretty steep pullback down 12% to 16 cents, and it closed up 2%, and it's back above the 0.5 fib level. Volume looks great. It's still exceeding the moving average, although not as much as it was before. Now, this is the first crack in the bullishness of this chart. Look at volume. We have this huge spike on the 11th, and then a good spike here on the 20th. Yesterday's volume was a lot lower. If we continue to see volume start to fall down, that will be a sign of exhaustion. Kind of similar to what we saw back over here, but a larger scale sign. Now, I want you to understand that the chart's still very much strong bullish. The 4-hour slow line is pointing up. The daily slow line is not pointing up. But on the weekly time frame, we did print a TBT bullish divergence signal 2 weeks ago. Last week's close up 22%. Volume is exceeding the moving average. This chart looks amazing. I do expect it to terminate or stop pumping just a little bit south here of the 0.618. Nothing has really changed with that prediction. And yes, we're still in profit on our long position. Super excited about that. I'm waiting for it to hit our take profit target. We were so close on Friday to actually nailing it. Right now, we are up about 70% on our long. We're just being patient and staying the course, and it's going to take as long as it's going to take. Even though it had a pullback with the rest of the market yesterday, look at volume. This chart's actually looking really, really good, with volume exceeding the moving average by 4 on Saturday. Yesterday by 2.5 or so, which is good. And this is the expected behavior of a closed short. We get a retrace back to the fast line. That's our entry. So it's up about 3% right now. The main concern I have, it's a very loose concern, I guess, or a very weak concern, is that the slow line's still pointing down. The chart's still bearish, but actually it's really bearish on the weekly. But I do think that SAY has the chance, especially with this volume that's coming in, to go at least here to TBA resistance at 26.44. It's not anywhere near as bullish as KAIA is, but it looks okay. Now, speaking of pullbacks, we saw that Arrow had a pretty big pullback yesterday. Actually, from the high here on Thursday, it had a total pullback of 26%. But closing up positively yesterday is good. Look at volume. It's good. It actually did not close inside of the cloud. It actually touched the fast line. That's our TBO springboard balance entry. Onyx coin printed a TBT bullish divergence signal. The slow line is kind of angling down. This isn't as strong. On the 4-hour time frame, we also have other signals letting us know we should be expecting a reversal here. Our close shorts here. If you watched my video yesterday, and if not, I'll link it to the end of this one. This is my favorite bullish reversal signal. So I'm looking at this going, I think it could turn around. Fartcoin, this one on the 4-hour time frame is printing TBT bullish divergence clusters, which is exciting. So if it does push up higher, I think moving up here to like $1.17 makes the most sense. We do have the TBO fast line currently at $1.08. So from the current price, it's about 16%. That's a great first target. We don't have an RSI reset per se, but we do have a lower low. And we should know this pattern by now. If you've been paying attention to my videos and you're watching my stuff, or you're a member of the club, you should know that once we start putting in this structure, we're going to get a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low until it breaks out. But the positive thing about this is that this should create a bull flag. So eventually we will see, and I know you're not going to believe me, but we should see it pump to the top and then move up higher. I don't know how long it's going to take, but for now, it's shaping up to make a bull flag. SPX had a pretty rough close on Friday, down 16%. Saturday, rough. Yesterday, marginally up. But look what's happening here with the lower wicks. Unfortunately, the volume is not exceeding the moving average. See how it's starting to top out here? That's not a good sign. Literally all the things that I shared with you in the video I posted on the Coin Bureau trading channel, it's literally happening right now, which is crazy. Again, the next thing to happen for SPX is to pump up here to the fast line, which is currently at $1.22. I'll be taking out more profits, by the way, once it does this. On the weekly time frame, it's no longer super strong bullish on RSI, but volume exceeded the moving average. It still looks good. On balance volume looks good. It's just slower because it's the weekly. The 4-hour, I don't see any bullish reversal signals, meaning the TBD bullish divergence signal or the close short from the TBO. Hype, this one also has a TBO close long. That's what these blue flags mean, is that we have these close long. So the next thing to happen is to tag the fast line, which is currently at 36,813, which is going to be happening probably today. Aave, this one lost a lot of ground. Unfortunately, Saturday and Sunday, it closed below the 618, which is a really important fib level. But RSI did get massively oversold at 19.63. So we should be expecting an RSI reset. So we would be, we have a short-term target always of the TBO fast line, which is at 256. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen today, but it's something to pay attention to in terms of a reversal. Tron had a really sharp pullback, which is strange. Again, this is Tron. It should be really stable when the market's dumping, but it didn't. So something's happening there. Now, these pink flags indicate some other bearish things that we should be paying attention to, namely that Solana has a CME Gap at 136.20, which from the current price is only a move up of like 2.5%. It's not really that big a deal. It is, yet again, oversold on RSI, but look, it's not as deep as it was on June the 5th. So actually having a higher low on RSI is a positive sign for this chart. It tells me that we have hidden bullish divergence here for Solana, which is exciting. It's too early to get real excited. And we do still have a CME Gap that's down here at 121.85. I really want to see that taken out. And from the current price, it's just a move of about 8%. I would much rather see that happen. If anything, I think it's going to happen hopefully this week and just get it knocked out, taken out, because having bullish hidden divergence with RSI and price action conflicting like that is actually positive. Grass, this one printed TBO breakdowns on the daily time frame. That's, even though it's yellow, the pink still means that it's bearish. I just want to remind you, when we got these TBO breakdowns on the 4-hour time frame in a tight range like this, it's a pretty amazing short entry opportunity of 22%. And trust me, I am kicking myself because I had an amazing entry here for PYTH at about 99.2. And the price went against me a little bit. I was a little bit concerned, like, okay, maybe this isn't going to work out well after all. Of course, it's down, like 13% from there. And on the daily time frame, same thing. It's like, same thing here with Strike. This one has 3 in a row. And on the weekly time frame, it's making a new low, which means that it could actually fall even further. I know it doesn't seem possible. It's possible. DYDX, similar story. Chili's, similar story. Now, yes, all of these are oversold on RSI, so there is a chance for a sharp uptick. If that happens and you're looking to short charts like this, a good entry will be here at TBO support or the TBO fast line. So catching an entry like that could be a good entry. Now, a couple of charts to watch, literally just 2. ICP did not make a new low as far as I can tell. Let me just confirm that. No, it did not make a new low, which is positive for now. But it did have a massively brutal pullback, especially yesterday's close down 5%. But having a long lower wick like that is a positive sign. Plus, we have an RSI reset just like we had back over here. And the fact that the price went right to support. If you guys watch my videos on how to identify good pullback entries, like this is literally it. It's just taken a week and a half for this to actually happen. But this is a good entry for ICP, for any of you that actually have money left. Shouldn't have laughed, sorry. Ronin, this one was at support. It's at price-based support, which is amazing from back over here from October 2023. Unfortunately, it has 3 in a row TBO breakdowns, but we do have an RSI reset. The price is at historical support. It did close a TBO breakdown on the weekly. It's massively bearish, but there's a lot of upside potential for a chart like this that is returning back to support. I'm not looking at this as like a 900% potential move. I would look at it as like 200% and expect it not to happen until November or December. So if you can weather another 40-50% price action or drawdown, and you want to wait for that, 500% move, cool. that could be a chart to pay attention to. So again, I highly recommend going over to thebettertraders.com. Check out our courses. 15 Minutes Financial Freedom is the best one to start with. Check out the club. And just to remind you, in the club, the trader tier is one of the best tiers because you get access to a lot of signals, a lot of indicators, the TBO indicator. But if you want TBD divergence, you have to join the pro tier. So I want to make sure that you watch this video next that I shared yesterday. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.